podcast, and today we're talking about the strong woman trope.
So essentially, we're talking about the women who are known for their strength, the women who people say are Wonder Woman, the women who people are always like, oh my gosh, she can do it all. She's so strong and she's so hustle minded. She that girl. We're talking about that image and how it can sometimes be women who are being told they are so strong, they can
Yeah.
handle anything.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, these women actually need support too. Okay, these
Mm-hmm.
women also, no matter how strong they are, it would be nice for someone to be strong for them. It would be nice for them to be able to be soft and sensitive, and someone appreciate that as well.
Yes.
So, okay, often when we think of the whole superwoman narrative, we think of like a woman who does not need anything from anybody. Um, and I hate that because also I feel like I see it on social media a lot where you'll see girls like 10 toes down. I don't need nobody. I got it all on my own. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's great. But we need human connection. People need
Yeah.
human connection. It's why when you put somebody up in a solitary, it's why people say solitary is humane because people go crazy. You leave them by themselves long enough, and it's because we are designed to have to be with other people, to
Yeah.
have a support system.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that a lot of times when we see this like superwoman narrative, it's all like, oh, she got it. And actually, I'm going to talk about it from like the self perspective. It's, oh, I got it. I don't need nobody. I've been doing this on my own. I can keep doing this on my own. But it's like, ain't you tired, sis? Because I know
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
tired.
me too. But the thing is, I come off that way. Like, I really feel like I know that I can do it by myself, but then when somebody like showed me that they can do it too, it was like, oh, okay, I guess I would like somebody to help me here and there. But I thought that I
Yeah.
had it. But it's just like
Yeah.
we're so caught up in like we have to do this because we don't have a choice half the time. So,
Yeah.
and because for me personally, my mom raised me to be that way. So,
Same. Same. And I think this is and I can't talk about other cultures because I don't know, but I know in the African American community, this is a big thing where parents teach their daughters to be independent because
mm-hmm,
it's the world is going to be hard. It's like you have, like, parents are really tend to be really strict on daughters and they really want them to be independent. Like, it's really pushed on them in a different way than it's pushed on the boys.
right,
Because definitely that's how my mom was. Like my mom was very much a very strong person. She still is a very strong personality. And
mm-hmm,
she really pushed it on me like, you need to be able to do things on your own. Don't rely on no man. Don't think that I don't ever want you in a situation where you have to do something because you are dependent on someone else.
I heard my mom's exact words. And the thing is, my mom been married all my life. So, lady, you didn't even have to do that on your
Oh
own.
yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
I mean,
My
I'm glad
mom
she
is
instilled that into me because I never would. I mean, I do like a man's touch or a man's help and all of that, but I also like that I'm not dependent or reliant on them. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, yes, I
definitely.
would love the help, but I'm happy that I don't happy I don't have to feel like I have to wait around for a man to do anything that I can do.
I agree.
I still am happy about it, but you still need that, you know.
And
But I have
that's the
some friends
crazy
that
part.
never had to do anything for themselves. They had a dad and then they had a boyfriend, so they don't know how to do half the stuff that I probably would know how to do.
But you also had dad and boyfriend.
No, I never had. I had dad, but I never had a consistent boyfriend to do something like I changed tires.
Okay.
Like I put air in my tires. I put stuff in
You
my
kill
car. I
bugs,
take
and I
out the
appreciate
trash.
that so much about you.
I cut grass. Like I do stuff. I don't have like I never had a consistent man, except for when I did, and that was only what a year of
Hmm.
my life. Like I had my dad to do stuff, and I had my grandpa. But for the most part. when I was in Cincinnati, I had to do all that by myself, and I had a whole man living in my house. But hey,
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, I just appreciate that about myself, that I do know how. But that's not taking away that I would like a man to come in and help me out too.
Yeah, I agree. My mom, same. My mom has a very strong personality. She is getting older, so it's toned down. Like when I turned 18, I moved out the house and I was like, bye. And so when I would like come home to visit my parents during Christmas break, especially the older I got, like when I started getting in my late 20s, and like there's definitely been a change. She's still a strong, independent woman, but like growing up, I did not see my mom fix my dad plates. Like she cooked, my dad cooked. I've never seen this woman make him a plate and bring it to him. And I remember like when I was like 26, I had went home for Thanksgiving and my mom had brought my dad a plate while he was like sitting in the living room. And I was like, my jaw dropped to the floor. And they were like, what's wrong? I was like, so since when are we bringing men plates? Like, when did this happen? Sis, we did not, we did not have this conversation, Mom. You put me on to not do this, and now you done switched up the game, and you didn't even let me know. Um, but like that's the same thing. My mom was always married. Like even when she got divorced, she was married. So she'll get divorced. My mama keep her husband. She's a great wife. She keeps her husband. But it's like for her, it was really instilled, and it makes me wonder. Like, did you guys go through something where you felt you had to stay, and you're like, I don't want you to have to go through what I did?
Yeah.
And I don't know the answer to that. You know, maybe one day we can sit down and have that conversation. Or it could just be something where it's like, no, you know, yes, I have a husband, yes, blah, 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 but I can always leave him. I don't know what it is, but that was something really big in my household as well. Like when people grow up, right, you have parents that like graduate and get a job. Like since I was 7, my parents told me I was getting at least a master's degree. Like that had been solid. Like since I was 7, that was a thing in my household. That education was a very big thing. It was a very big thing to be like, that's Anna's daughter. So you know she gonna blah blah. It was like very high expectations. And it was always because that's Anna's daughter. She gonna, she gonna do this, she gonna do that. Oh, she ain't gonna stand up for no BS. It's something that I felt the need to have to live up to. Because I'm like, dang right, I am Anna's daughter. I can't bring shame on the family name.
Yeah, on my
Anna wouldn't
mama,
stand for
'cause
this.
she don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the one.
But
What role did your mom play in the family? Like, she's the youngest, oldest, middle.
she's a middle child. She's a
Mm.
middle child.
Yeah,
She's a
'cause I
middle
was just
child.
wondering, because she's so much. She's the one who always has the most together, or doing like show. I don't know. She just seems like she always have her stuff together.
Yeah, I mean, all my aunts and uncles have their. Well, not all. There's that one that I don't claim, but most of them have their stuff together. But my mom did kind of take on for a long time, like that big mama role.
Yeah.
Like if there was going to be a family reunion, you know what? We ain't seen each other in a while. Y'all meeting at my house. We having a family reunion. Stuff like
Hmm.
that. She's definitely always been that person. She's definitely been the person where somebody was having trouble with their kids, they would send them to go live with us.
Yeah.
So yes, that's definitely a thing. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, because she's a middle child. She's not the oldest. Um, I don't
Sometimes
know.
the middle child takes on the mama role too. Sometimes.
Yeah, because your sister has the
That's
mama
somebody
role.
say Jasmine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
she definitely has the mama role.
Yeah.
Um,
So
but yeah,
they
so
like
like,
looking out for their older siblings and younger siblings. So
yeah,
they
yeah,
just right in the middle. So they probably close to everybody.
yeah. And I don't know, I'm the youngest, but I also grew up like an only child for like most of my life, or at least the
Mhm.
teen years. Like my brothers are there when I was younger, but like when I went to high school, it was just me. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's very interesting to have that because I don't feel like the middle child. I actually feel like the eldest child. I'm definitely the
Mhm.
one who's just like checking up. Are you okay? You good? What? Okay, yes. Just send me the information. I'll do it. I'll fix it. Okay, tell my nieces and nephews I love them. Like that's definitely my role. So I don't
Yeah.
know where that necessarily came from, but that's how it
Maybe because
went.
your mom. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then I think it also, yeah, being that strong protector personality when
Mhm.
that's like pushed into you, it's hard to take it out of, it's hard to get out of that role in other areas. It's not like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm so strong in relationships, I'm so strong in my work. No, it translates to everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Definitely. But one of the things I will say is like there definitely came to a point because I grew up. My stepdad really was the one who raised me, because my dad's job had him moving every 2-3 years to a different country, and I really, me and my stepdad have an amazing relationship. That's who I call dad. Like, that's who took me to my father daughter dances. That's who paid for my undergrad degree. Like, that's my, and I will say, like, my dad spoiled me. To this
Mm-hmm.
day, I can call my dad and be like, I need $1,000. And he's like, for what? Dad, okay, okay, Russ. What's your account number? He'll just send it. And I think that is the only man in my life I have ever felt comfortable being soft with.
Yeah.
And it's because no matter what, always show me emotional support.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you, and that's the only time you felt it, especially when you're dating, it's really hard because you're tough, you're strong, you're all this in other areas, and then you meet a person and you like this person, you want to fall in love with this person, but you've never really let your guard down with a man or a
Yeah.
woman, and now you're like, okay, how do I? And it's hard, and it's sometimes hard for the men too because they're like, why won't you just let me do this for you? Why is this a thing? I
You have to
definitely
have
think
the right
someone.
person, the right man, I guess, because like when I was with the right person, they had to
Mhm.
take me out of that thinking mentality.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you, what you gonna let me do is be a man, and I mean,
I
I was fighting it.
I've dated a couple of people who straight up told me like, "Hey, so I need you to let me open your door, okay? It's a thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open your door." And I'm like, "But I can open my own damn door." And they're like, my mama will kill me if she knew I was not opening your door."
Mm-hmm.
And it was like little things like that at first, and then there's other things like, "Yeah, no, I leave. Like I just get up and leave people. We gonna get t-shirts. First, girl, I got up and left." But that's also the thing. Like and that also comes from that strength persona to be like, oh, I ain't one of these chicks that's gonna beg you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not one
Ever.
of these chicks that's gonna stick around. I'm not gonna be a pick me, sir. I'm.
And that's not
Oh,
how it's gonna go.
you want
No.
some BS? Okay. So, and I promise you, I'm not gonna call you back. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not that chick that's gonna text you and tell you I miss you. I'm not that
Yeah.
chick that's gonna stalk your Facebook, sir. I'm gonna get up and never think about your ass again.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, how can you be in a healthy relationship if that's what you keep doing? Because you guys are gonna have fights. There's gonna be things they do that annoy you. There are gonna be times where you have to put your pride aside. But it's like, at least for me, being in that like always tough persona, you not gonna do, that's my personality. What you not gonna do. Like,
That's
let me make
his
this clear.
favorite thing to say.
Yeah. And it's when you're in that, it's that's hard to let go of, and you actually have to let go of that to be in a relationship, a healthy
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah. True.
But also I think when you, I mean, we are in our 30s. I turned 30, guys. Oh no, by the time you guys hear this, I'm already 30. So yeah, we in our 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And like after being in certain relationships where you did not have people that you felt like you can let go of the reins and let them be protector or provider or whatever, it's really hard when you do meet someone and they're trying to do that,
Yeah. And it's hard to
because
let
you're
that
like,
guard
okay, when
down.
you gonna
Yeah.
drop the ball? I'm not trying to be caught off guard when you drop the ball, because if I have the ball, I'm not gonna drop it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because you're used to always having to be that person, and a lot of times you get that personality, you have to be that person out of necessity. It's not even like, oh yeah, I just enjoy it. It's like, no, this is what I had to
I have
do to
no
protect myself
choice.
emotionally.
Right. Right.
I've
Right.
all Yeah. um so yeah, I think that whole strong woman trope, it it's something that looks good. It's something I think you see on social media. People try to brag about, like, yes, I got my own and blah blah blah. But also at some point in time, these women also need softness. These women
Mm-hmm.
also need protection. These women also need to be able to break down and feel comfortable to have a breakdown because they have someone that's like, don't worry, when you feel weak, I'm going to be strong for you. And that doesn't necessarily to
Definitely.
be in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That can be that can be having friends that you know have your back, having friends that know, yo, I know she's going through a depressive episode, so I'm consciously making sure I check on her. I'm consciously
Mm-hmm.
making sure, ooh, I know that this event is coming up, this particular event makes her very sad when this comes up, so I want to, let me send flowers, let me make sure, let me make sure every day I send a text to be like, hey girl, ask about her day, stuff like that.
Just
It can be a
checking in.
friend,
Yeah. Yeah.
it can be a sibling as well.
Mm-hmm.
But a
Just
lot
that
of times,
village and yeah, support
yeah,
is
and I
needed.
think a lot
Yeah.
of times women who are seen as strong don't get the type of support they need. They get bare minimum support.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like with me, and I'll talk about work. I know with that work, like I am, for my particular division, I know there's times I get a lot of stuff that's not mine.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, yeah, you know about the situation. I'll get people who are not on my team. That's not my responsibility. I'll get supervisors who aren't my supervisor that will come to me and be like, hey, I know this isn't yours. This is XYZ's. I just don't think they can handle it. And I know if I give it to you, you're going to do amazing. You're going to get this done. And for a long time, I put up with it because it was like, well, yeah, because everybody thinks I'm Superwoman here. So I got to keep up the charade that I'm Superwoman. And it caused me to be drained. It caused me to have a burnout, like completely burnt out from work because I had to keep up this, like, oh, yes, I can handle anything. I can take on anything. Yes, give it to me and it's going to get done type of personality, type of image. And then, as always, like, I needed a team. I needed more support. I needed more people being like, yo, you know what? Her caseload high. Let's not actually, let me see what we can do to relieve her from some of the stuff that we got her out here doing.
Yeah. I just yeah, because that's just you just gonna get burnt out. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
with life, like you'll get burnt out if everybody leaves everything on you at work. If everybody leaves everything on you at family, like.
Yeah. And I think that's a big one to talk about too. I think that's more your area. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's definitely more your area because I'm quick to tell my family, like, seems like you need to call your brother about that. It was nice talking to
Right.
you. Go about my business. There's a certain number I see called. I'm like, they're gonna ask for money, block, and just go about my day.
See, ain't nobody asking me for money. We ain't get money over here.
Girl,
But
you
like to
know.
do something to come through and do stuff, or yeah, I'm gonna go to for doing stuff, and yeah, and sometimes I just don't feel like it, but I'll still do it, and that's probably about I don't know. That's just like I guess the superwoman thing with family or something. So like
Yeah,
I gotta
I
help
mean,
everybody.
I definitely feel like my mom had that when it comes to family because, like,
Definitely,
again,
yeah.
at one point in time, we had 7 boys living in my house. They were family, but we had 7 boys living in
Hmm.
the house. And I'm just like, woman, why do we have this many people in this house? Like,
Yeah,
why?
and that would probably be me too. So.
Yeah, yeah. Because the need to play that role, like, oh, yeah, I can take on everything. Oh, your child have a problem. Yeah, they can live here too. Yes, they can live here
Hmm.
too.
And I'm
Oh,
tired, but
okay.
they can still live here.
Mm-hmm. Me and my mom actually had a conversation about this a couple years ago. I remember. Oh, okay. So we have a particular family member that I just don't fuck with. Like, I just do not fuck with them. They're a horrible human being. Like, plain and simple. Like, I don't care if you're family. You're a horrible human being. You have caused a lot of people pain. You lie. You cheat. You steal. You manipulate. Like, I just don't have anything to do with this person. So this person came to my mom, and this person was asking my mom for help. And so my mom was like talking to me like, oh yeah, I gotta help, blah blah blah. And I was like, you helping who? And she was like, I know how you feel about them, but you got to understand this is my blah, blah, blah. And, that's family and I love them and I blah, blah, blah. And I straight up told her, I was like, Ma, this is why you're always feeling stressed. I was like, Ma, this is why you're always feeling stressed. You put it on yourself to be responsible for so many other people. I was like,
Yeah.
all your kids are at the house. This is supposed to be your time to do for you. And I was like, I feel like you got empty nest syndrome because once I'm the last one that left. Once I left, you just started taking on the world's problems now. And this is
Exactly.
supposed to be your time where you get to really just do you. Since you've been a mom, you finally got the chance to now take the reins back on your life and do whatever it is you want to do.
But she doesn't
And
know how to get that away, like,
she
yeah.
doesn't. She doesn't
Yeah.
at all. Yeah, and so I definitely think that's something that can happen with families as well. Even when I was a therapist and I was doing therapy, I remember talking to. I was actually supposed to be doing therapy for the boy. The mom kept trying to get her free 20 minutes of therapy too. And I didn't understand boundaries at that time. So she's
Yeah,
like,
we're
okay,
not supposed to do that, ma'am.
no. I remember talking to her, and the same thing. Like this mom was taking care of, like, she had two siblings live in the house. She was taking care of her mom who was sick, which is understandable. But her two siblings both came with kids. Like it was like 20, not 20. That's over exaggerating, but honestly, it was at least 10 people in that home.
Yeah.
And she was just like having a mental breakdown, and she was like, and then my son has all these issues and it's just stressing me, and I just want to know, do you have any tips? And I'm young, I'm like 24 years old, and I'm like, yeah, get rid of them. I don't know why people in your house anyway. Like I
Oh,
don't
you
understand.
just said this?
Yes. I was like, you need to get rid of all. Like, simple solution is because she had grown people who were working that had money living off her, didn't pay her any money. She was buying all the
Yeah.
groceries, she was paying all the bills, and she was also taking care of the kids. She was also, because she was a stay-at-home mom, so she was also baby. She was also daycare, and I'm like, you are doing. I was like, the reason why you feel stressed is because you're doing so much. No one is doing for you
At all, yeah.
And I was like, when's the last time you did something? I asked her about her self-care habits. I was like, what do you do for self-care? And she used to love to jog. She used to love run. I was like, do you still get a chance? She was like, I did. But, now I'm helping take care of my sister's baby. The baby's up all night. I don't have time, blah, blah, blah. And I was telling her, and I was like, okay, but, I feel like you feel this way because I was like, all I'm hearing from you is that you are doing so much for other people and no one is doing anything for you. And be very stressful. And I remember talking to her and processing with her, and like she did not recognize it as that. And she was like, no, I got to do this because this is what everybody expects of me. And she was like, all my life I was the overachiever. She was telling me like all the medals she ran. She actually ran like in very like known competitive races and won gold and bronze and all that stuff. And she was just like, so this is who I have to be. And I'm like, you deserve to be soft as well. You deserve to be
Yeah.
taken care of as well. And she could not, like, that did not make sense. She thought that her being taken was selfish.
Because that's her role all her life. Yeah.
And for her, it was like, if I step away from this role that everybody knows me as, that would be selfish because that's what they're depending on me to be. Meanwhile, you
But you
breaking
raising a whole
down.
baby at night. That lady's at where's the lady?
I don't remember. I don't remember all the details. I don't remember
It's
where the
like
lady
some
was.
stuff, lady.
Her sister.
Her,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's like, I feel that because that's how I am with work. Like, I feel guilty. Like, right now, guys, I'm on vacation. I actually checked my work email today because I just wanted to make sure that things were being handled. And when I tell you guys, I today is Monday. I started vacation on Friday. I opened my email 50 emails.
Wow.
And the reason why I went on really was to extend my away message on my email, because originally I was only taking off till Tuesday. And then I saw I logged on so I could extend it till Friday.
So you're taking
Um,
the whole week off?
I'm coming back on Friday.
Oh, you're coming back
Yes,
on Friday. Okay.
essentially. Yeah, I'm gonna come back on Friday. But essentially, like I saw that and I got so stressed, and I felt the need to still answer some of those emails, because I was
And
like,
you
no, because
did?
they're depending on me, and everybody knows I email back right away. They know I'm like, even though I have my away message, so as soon as they send me a message, they automatically got a automatic response that says, "Hey, I am not in the office right now. If you need immediate attention, this is who you can call. This is the number to our desk. You can ask them for blah blah blah." A whole email explains everything, because I will not this day, all of that, and but I still felt the need. Like I felt guilty for not answering those emails. So
Mm-hmm.
I sat there and I still answered 5 emails.
I mean, 5 out of 100 isn't that bad, but you shouldn't answer none of them. But hey, 5 out of 100 isn't bad.
You know,
Ugh.
I'm so happy that I got such an awesome boss, because I had to text her on Saturday and I just had to tell her, like, look, I know these are the days I took off, but I can't do this. I need more days. I'm just so. And she stopped me and she was like, you know, I sent you the text. And she was like, you are an amazing worker and you can take off however many days you want, because you're valuable to this team and I want you to take care of your own mental health.
Yeah, but you need
And that
that
was
type of
like
boss though.
so amazing for me, because even though I know my boss is amazing, it was so nice to hear, because also a lot of times when you're strong, you don't you get the reinforcement, but only it's like when people need,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you don't get the appreciation as just like a human being that is really passionate about what they're doing or love the people they're doing this for, whatever. It's more like almost a guilt trip type of comments. Like, can you do this?
Yeah.
Because you know you are. I know you can get this done. You're so amazing, you know. But it's really that's that guilt trip to try to get you to do something. It's
For them,
never
yeah.
just like, yo, I just want you to know you are so valuable to this team. I really appreciate all you do, and then just walk away. Don't follow it up. Well, so anyways, could you just walk away?
I just wanted to tell you that, and I'm gonna walk away now.
Yes. But even like relationships, I think that is a thing too. Not so much. I know earlier we talked about being strong in regards to like being super independent, but like, no, I'm gonna do this, and having troubles letting go of the rein. But I'm talking about, like, I know me in particular, I have been in relationships where I felt like I was everything. And what I mean by that, I mean I felt like I was the responsible one. I was their mother. I was their therapist. I was their caseworker. On time to time, I was, you know, their boss. Like I have been in relationships where I felt I had to take control of like I had to do all these roles,
Mm-hmm.
and I did not feel like they were doing those roles for me.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, and that's stressful. That's the type of stuff that will make you resent a person.
But yeah, it make me like it wasn't a relationship that I really liked that person because it was too much. I just felt like their mom
Mm-hmm.
instead of a mate, a equal partner,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not, and it's like draining, and it's like it's not really worth it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you do it because you love the person, and that's just the personality you have. Like I'm gonna get it done regardless, but
Yeah.
it's stressful.
Yeah. I agree. My last long-term relationship, my last long-term one, um, they provided emotional support. I will say that they were really emotionally safe person. They are a person that seen me at my craziest, and I do mean craziest. And they just sat there like, okay, well, let me know when you're done, and I'll be here. And they just and they did. They were there. They made sure I knew, like, I love you, and I'm gonna be here with your crazy. and I'm gonna stick it through. We eventually gonna have to talk about this, but have your moment, and I'm still here. And I needed that. I really, really need that. And that's something I now recognize I need in a relationship. Someone who I feel emotionally safe with. I feel like I can show you all sides of me, and you're not gonna think of me or run away or whatever.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's the only thing he really provided. And that's not to say, don't get me wrong, guys. Yes, he took. I was not paying for shit. He took me on dates or whatever, and things like that. But when it came down to all facets of the relationship, like I was the one who had to help him do his taxes. I was the one that was like, your credit score is what? Okay, get out your credit cards. Okay, we're gonna pay off this one first. Okay, stop eating out. Okay, then we're gonna do like I was doing that. I was also the one that was like, hey, he would do something weird, and I'm like, hey, so what's this? Remember you told me that story about how your mom left you alone for 6 hours when you were like 2? Let's talk about that because I feel like that stems for that. Like I had to do that as like I had to play so many hats, and I ended up really, really resenting him because I did not feel like I could take a day off from being responsible
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
everything going to hell. And that's
That's not
stressful.
fair. Yeah, it's not fair to you
That
at all.
is stressful. It really needs to be a partnership.
Yeah, equal partnership. Like
Yeah.
like when I'm down, you can lift me up, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
You can look out for me, I can look out for you. Like, yeah, and a man doesn't have to take on like every single thing. Because sometimes men could be having their times too, or your partner can have their times too. It could be 50-50 sometimes, but it's just like just allowing them to step in and be there for you instead of thinking you have to take on everything.
Yeah,
Because
but
when we have
also
to take on
them being
everything, yeah,
able to do that
to do that,
because
provide
there
that,
are
yeah,
some
that is
people who
true.
really
Can't
can't.
can't do
Yeah,
it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
and I think definitely because I feel like you see a lot of times where it's like if a woman has a alpha female type personality, they end up with beta males, and alpha males end up with like whatever the equivalent to beta female is. But I actually think like it would be really awesome for an alpha and an alpha to be together because y'all both on y'all shit.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all both don't take nothing. Now that means both y'all gonna learn how to control your egos. That's gonna
Yeah.
be the biggest problem.
I was like, you
Both
think
y'all
it's gonna
can't
be good?
both y'all can't just not care.
Right.
One of y'all gotta be able to be like, okay, last time you came to me and was like, I'm sorry and I care and I love you and I made it hard or difficult. So this time I'm gonna come to you. Like, I don't know, have a schedule. On Fridays I apologize, on Tuesdays you apologize. But I think that I see that a lot. You see it like I'm thinking of Charlotte on Rugrats, Angelica's mom and her husband. How she was very, no, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that. And he's just like, okay, honey. And just kind of
Just
followed her around and
going
did
around,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, there's no way in the real world that she was not resenting him or cheating on him. She was going, you like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
The way, yeah, yeah.
Because it gets tiring.
And
It
I
gets
wouldn't want that type
tiring.
of sis, yeah.
Yeah. But you said you've been in a relationship like that too?
Where I had to be like taking on all the reins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it wasn't a relationship that I was like happy in. But like anyone that I was like, I was about to say anyone I was like happy in, it kind of was 50-50. But even like my second love or whatever, I had to teach him how to do a few things. But once he understood it, it was easier. And he thanked me for it later. You know how they always thank you when they're better for
Yeah.
somebody else. But I
It's
did.
okay, sis.
I know. But I
Look,
know
the
I had a
first.
hand in helping him do that. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, but at the beginning, I'm like, oh, this is too much. Like, you need to know this isn't right. And even if you don't be with me, you need to fix this about yourself.
Yeah.
And then once we got on that same page, it was good. But the one where I had to do like literally everything, I didn't want to be in a relationship anyway. So that was just really taking me out of it because I had to like be the one going to school, going to work, paying the bills, telling you to do this or telling you to do that. And it's just like, I'm not your mom. I don't like feeling like the mom. Like,
Yeah.
where how are you helping me in any type of way?
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I do want to throw in there though the person I was talking about where I was like, yeah, we were in a long term relationship. When I left that relationship, he got his shit together. He did try to come back. He got his shit together, try to come back, and I was over it. I wasn't in love. I
They
just was
always
like,
get their
no.
stuff together and try to come back. Yeah.
Yeah, but now, because me and him are cool. Me and him are actually great friends. Um, and now he does have a girlfriend. He does those things, and she never had anyone like that. So it's a beautiful thing. Like I see it as paying it forward. Like, girl, I'm gonna
Hmm.
train him, and he graduated, and I'm
He
gonna send
knows
him
how
off
to
to you.
dress.
Yeah,
He knows how to open your
I
door.
want you to
He knows how
appreciate.
to be a man.
Yeah,
Knows how to
so the
take
karma
charge.
can just swing back around to me.
Right. Go ahead and send me somebody because I did good for him, and you should be happy.
Right, right. Like sis, the sister before both of us, she was getting nothing but a card and a high five for Valentine's Day. Okay, like so be happy, be
Exactly.
happy.
Oh.
um, Definitely. I think also one of the biggest things is like, as a strong woman, I want to be able to be soft. I want it to be
Mhm.
safe for me to be soft. I want it to
Right.
be safe for me to, I want to be protected as well. Even if I can protect myself, it is nice to know that someone else can protect me. It's nice to know that I can have a break from protecting me sometimes. I think like between that and just being able to be soft, and what I mean by be soft is like I want to be able to be mushy and emotional sometimes.
And not
And
have
I
to
want it
have
to
your
feel
guards up
safe.
so high. Yeah.
Huh?
Not have your guard up so high, or not have to be the strong one all the time.
Yeah, not have my guard up so high, but also like um okay, so let's talk about the walk away thing. Like I get up, I'll walk away, and I'll be like, I'm done. Sometimes I don't necessarily, I don't want to keep walking away. Like I want to make it big clear, I do that, but I don't want to keep doing it. Don't worry, me and my therapist are talking
Mhm.
about it, but we ain't there yet. We are not there yet. But like I sometimes like and that is the form of protecting myself because I'm like, you know what? What you not about to do is drag me through this emotional roller coaster. So
Yeah.
I get up, I leave, I'm done with you. I'm not doing that. But it's like I know I would like to be able to sit and work things out and be like, okay, I will show you my vulnerabilities and I need you
Mhm.
to handle them with care.
Yeah.
Understand that they are fragile and put your best effort into this. And you have to be with someone who, one, understands that you're not strong all the time, that sometimes you do want to be soft, but also someone who, again, creates an environment that you feel protected in.
Comfortable in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That you trust them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a different type of trust. Yeah. It's a different
Mhm.
type of trust of like, okay, I'm going to be vulnerable. Because I know for me, that's not a thing. Like, I don't, matter of fact, me and my therapist last session was talking about that. Like, he was just like, I feel like you hate men. I'm like, I don't hate men. I'm just aware of y'all bullshit. I'm just very aware.
Exactly.
Yeah. But no, he had a whole session about vulnerability. And I was just like, I mean, it sounds nice in theory. It sounds nice in theory.
Maybe it's just not the right one yet. So.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. I know I've been reading a lot, and I was reading this one book, and it was talking about forgiveness,
Mhm.
and it was talking about because you know forgiveness keeps coming up for me,
Yeah.
um, but it was talking about forgiveness. It was talking about like it was like loving again. It was just like you have to be willing to get hurt and just shake it off and love again. I was like, that doesn't sound appealing. No, no, what you mean? What you mean? Shake it off. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. See, you should just say love again and he'll be fine. And I would have been like, okay, that's some bullshit, but I'm gonna go a
That
little bit
sounds a
further.
little better. Yeah.
Yeah. But she was like, it's okay. You're gonna get hurt. You might get hurt over and over again, but get back up and love again. And then you know what I did? I closed that book. I ain't pick up that book since. I'm like, you know what? I don't believe in that theology. I'm gonna just let you.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
want to
send you
keep
back
going
to
through that.
Amazon
Right. Right.
because that does not sound appealing. But again, I do think when you meet someone, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be the right one, because there's sometimes you meet amazing people that are emotionally safe people that are good people, and it's just not your person.
Yeah.
That does
We
happen.
just have to accept that. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But I think when you meet someone who is able to make you feel safety in that way, that's something it's something rare, but it's also something that you really have to take advantage of and notice and cherish, because
Mm-hmm.
it's not a lot of people like that, men or female.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that will use stuff that you said during weakness,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
during what you thought was an emotionally safe place against you later.
And bring it back up to throw it in your face.
There's a lot of people who, when you did something and said something, and it was just, I'm not talking about doing things that's wrong. Like, cause yeah, if you did something wrong, that should change a person's emotions or
Mm-hmm.
feelings about you. But there's some people that you are just like, I'm tired. I need you to take care of this. Okay, whatever, whatever. And it'll make them look at you different.
Yeah. When it
I mean, I
shouldn't, though.
know I had an associate whose dude is good dude. He had a great job. He had his own business, and his business, he lost his business last year due to Corona. And they were talking about like, oh, and he's like, well, I need you to help more with the bills and blah blah blah. And I'm like, sir, that's not what I signed up for. And I'm just like, yo. And it was a conversation of, yeah, now I see them differently. And I'm like, yo, it sounded like he been the strength in the rock this whole time.
Yeah. And she was
And
saying she didn't want
unfortunately,
to do it.
she was just saying like it turned her off, essentially.
Mm.
And I'm like, I get it. You like what you like. If you're a woman that wants to be pampered and cared for, and that's what you want, that's what you want. But I think you won't really ever find, because it's something so shallow. I don't think you'll ever find true emotional happiness and stability in that type of way.
Mm-hmm.
You're just one of them girls that get lucky, and
Yeah.
supposedly they find a good guy that's rich
But you
and
don't know
also good
what's
in bed
going on
and
behind.
also has
Yeah.
money. Yeah,
And
they're
also,
unicorns,
and
but
also
apparently that
faithful.
happens. Huh?
Yeah. I said, and also faithful.
And you asking for too much, Johnny. We gotta take away one.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't have all three. Okay, we're gonna give him a small dick, and then we're gonna say he's faithful. Oh
I'm
no,
just
because you know
saying.
what?
That's what I'm just saying. The unicorn. So.
Yeah, the unicorns. And I can't even say that because these micro penis having men be out here cheating too. You like, so with what?
Girl.
With what?
Girl. You can't even please us, sis. But hey.
Right? Why are you going around disappointing more women? Like, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, every now and then
You're
there's a woman that
exposing
gets
your
that
daggone
unicorn.
self.
Yeah. But speaking of like unicorns, I do think like I think it's so important that women get to be loved first. And I've seen people talking about this more and more lately. Be loved first, and be loved well in a healthy way, and not have to go through being that ride or die and not going through all that bullshit first.
Mm-hmm.
There seems to be like a perception of, and I don't even say this is recent, because this was stuff going on with our grandpa and grandmas, where grandma and grandpa been married 68 years. Mm-hmm. What about Auntie Lorraine and Uncle Thomas, who ain't grandma's kids? Like,
Yeah.
grandma had to put up with some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Grandpa got like 3 families in this area in the tri-state alone. But okay. And I don't like that. It's like for a woman to be treated well and have love and get to that 68 years. It's like, okay, but you gotta, because that's also the information. That's also the advice I know of some of the older women in my family have given me. Like, yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
to make these relationships work, you're gonna have to go through some bullshit. But as long as that man ain't putting his hands on you, no, as long as that man ain't putting his hands on you, because I got a whole
Yeah.
bunch of rules that you ain't about to do to me.
It's a whole
And I've
bunch more
had
than
this,
just that. Yeah.
yeah, and I've had this conversation with like older aunties, like great aunties, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you're gonna be alone, okay, okay, I
That's
have no
fine.
problem switching them out every 3 years. I will treat these men like an iPad Every time there's such a release, I'll get a new one. Like, don't play with me. So I'm not going to stick through no bullshit. Like, and don't get me wrong. I know when you're married, you have to stick things out stronger and try harder. You know, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I paid somebody $200 every 2 weeks to get me to that point. They haven't yet. Okay? They have not yet. So hopefully one of these days that will stick. But as of right now, I don't know how that's gonna work. I want love without pain first.
Yeah. And is that too much to ask for?
Yeah. I don't think it should not be normalized that women have to put up with cheating. It should not be normalized that women have to ignore stuff or like I've been through hell with him, but he know where home is. Girl, he know where a couple homes are. Like I
Yeah,
don't,
that's the problem. Yeah.
and I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair that you have to put up with, or society seems to make it seem like it's okay that you have to put up with a man who's dating about six of y'all at the same time, telling you how he loves you and want to be with you, but won't commit to you. That's not
Exactly.
fair. And I really feel like as
And
women,
how is
we
that
need to put
love,
an
you
end to
know?
that shit because when we go
Mhm.
along with it, they feel like it's okay.
Yeah, because they'll like the last girl put up with it, so you should too.
Yeah. And then the more you put up with it, the more they're gonna keep doing it.
Mhm.
And then eventually he gonna turn like 38 or whatever and be like, okay, I guess I need to settle down. And then that's your prize? Like, no, sis, you deserve somebody like when they meet you,
It
you're
picks
like,
you all the
yo, what do
time. Yeah.
I want to be with you? I love you. You are my person.
Mhm.
You don't deserve to be with nobody you have to convince to be with you.
You shouldn't at all.
Yeah. And I feel like it's so normalized and I don't like that. I want women to be loved first. I want women to be loved properly. and
Mhm.
and not even, I mean, males, I know we have our male viewership has definitely grown, so I don't want to leave y'all out the loop or but I can't talk for y'all. I was gonna say y'all too, but honestly I don't believe that in my heart. Like I can't even fake it, y'all. I want to say, good damn, and you guys deserve love too. Honestly, fuck y'all.
Shut
But I
up.
feel like that was too harsh. I'm sorry. No, fuck y'all.
Yes.
Y'all
Go it.
good. I'm
Yeah.
sure y'all are good. I'm sure y'all are good men who are loving people, and we thank you for it. But y'all colleagues and brothers are not, and we need y'all to get them together. But yeah, like I want women to have that. I want that to be normalized, and I want women to know like, hey, that is okay. That's the type of love you're supposed to be having. It shouldn't be no, oh my gosh, girl, I met this man and like he just told me his feelings. And like he called every day. He be texting me
He
in the
checks
morning
in on me.
and he be texting me all through the day. Like, yes, that's what you do when you date. Like,
Yeah. And it shouldn't
yeah.
be like you shouldn't think that it's something unique because he does that. Cause that's what it should be.
Yeah,
Like
that's
they
what
should
it
check
should be.
in. They should
I
check in.
just
They should see if you're okay. They should keep their promises and be consistent.
And my whole thing is also when it comes to marriage, like I feel like if you are a person that wants to get married, because not all women want to marry, and that's perfectly fine too. But if you are a woman that wants to marry, you have made it known to him, like, yo, I'm not just dating to be your girlfriend forever.
Mhm.
And you made that known or whatever. He knows that. And he's like, yeah, I bitch you want to get married too. And he dragged that shit out. You still dating him for 10 years, sis, leave him. Because even if he
Yeah.
does eventually give you the ring, I really feel like he played that shit out until he realized nobody else is gonna put up with him. And he like, all
Mhm.
right, well, shit. Okay, you still here. Cool,
Let's
cool, cool.
go. I've been
Mm-hmm.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. And also don't let men do that to you. The men who sometimes he's okay. I've heard of this situation several times where they break up, right? But
Mhm.
the man still keep tabs on her, still check in with her. Might still send her, stuff, and it's not on no friendly shit. It's not on no like y'all still like, okay, yeah, he got a girl, but he be texting me all the time, and we call and talk. Says he is leaving you for a backup. You deserve better than that.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
I know, and I know men. I know my male friends, my cousins, brothers. I know
Mhm.
this. they keep backups. There's women that they know they do not want to be with. They know that's not the woman they want to marry, but they know she loved the fuck out of him.
So yeah,
And
that keep it right there. Yeah.
yeah, so he like, just in case the type of women I really want to marry don't want to put up my bullshit, I got a backup plan once I hit 38, 42, 45.
Mhm. And then, unfortunately, the girls still be waiting.
Mm-hmm. And be happy as hell.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
like, he really did love me. And, I know we broke up 10 years ago, but you see, that's why, no, sis, you are his backup.
You
Because
been
if he
it,
wanted to be
yeah.
with you, he would be with you. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's like, no, we have to be honest and realistic with ourselves so we can stop holding on to hope for shit that's never going to
Mhm.
happen. Because even if,
Exactly.
or shit you don't deserve, like, okay, if even if he comes back after he gets to run through everybody else,
Mhm.
is being a constellation prize a good thing?
At the end, no, it's not.
Yeah, you deserve better. You deserve somebody that's like, no, that's first prize. That's first place right there.
I mean, you
This
always been
isn't
a
a
choice. You know what I
participation
mean?
award.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and I really hope that got to somebody. I don't know. Y'all might be rolling your eyes like, no, sis, he gonna marry me. Okay, sis, yes, he is. In 10, 5 years. Okay. Let me stop. I feel like I'm gonna get a bad review. Like, and she is self. Like, I promise you. I promise you. I just be kidding. I joke a lot. Don't be mad.
I'm done.
So, anyways, we say all this to say, like, if you are one of those women, you're a strong woman, you're a woman who's used to holding everything down, being strong for everybody, and nobody is strong for you, seek out those type of people who are also strong, who are willing to
Mhm.
be strong with you. Stop aligning yourself with nothing but people that need you and depend on you. Except for
Yeah.
your babies. We can't get rid of them, okay? We stuck.
Yes.
Okay?
They need us,
We made
but
our decision once long time ago. Yeah, you
mhm.
stuck.
But it's yeah,
But
it's good to have friends that can reciprocate that same level.
yeah.
Um, and especially a mate, but friends and
Hmm.
family too. Like that you can be there for each other.
Yeah.
Cause
And,
yeah.
and I definitely agree with you on friends, like, not to stress the relationship thing, but friends are so important because they'll be there when those relationships are. If those relationships
Mhm.
ends, it's nice to have someone that will sit there and listen to you cry over him for the eighth time
Yeah.
and just be like, yeah,
Yeah.
girl, all right, yeah, let's talk about him again. But it's good to have that person. It's good
Yeah.
to have people that you can also be like, since I'm going through it, and they're like, okay, how can I help?
Mhm.
And not those not the ones that are like, all right, well, I'm gonna pray for you, girl.
Yeah.
You
Walk
need you
away.
need more than prayer. You need a sis that's gonna do
Mhm.
more than pray, or a bro, whatever. So
Yeah.
I do ask, if you are that type of person, try to find those type of people. Only align yourself with those type of people. Also, for real, do some real self care. I feel like
Mhm.
that's thrown out there a lot, and people are like, okay, and but no one actually does it.
I don't even do it, so I can't talk. But yeah,
You know what? I usually don't, but I've been doing a lot better at doing it this year.
that's good.
Like this year, like now, taking a vacation. This is my second vacation this month. Like,
Mhm.
that is self care for me. Getting to go away and not be responsible for anything but myself is self care.
Yeah. I guess
Um,
that was self care, even though the kids was there. But it was because I actually got to sleep. I actually got to not stress about work. I actually got
mhm.
to just breathe
Yeah, and it was
without
a
any
fun time.
responsibilities. Yeah, it definitely was. So, yeah.
It was a very fun time. Like, again, I think sometimes we say self care. People are like, okay, I'm gonna go get my nails done. And for some people, that really is self care. But it's like,
Not for me.
did that really relieve any stress? Did that
Mm-hmm.
really,
It makes
like,
me
actually?
feel prettier, better about myself, but I don't know. It makes me feel pretty, but it's just like it's a. I don't like just sitting there and get my nails done. I don't like getting my hair done either.
Girl, it's a chore for me. It is a chore.
Yeah, same, same. Hair and nails is chore. I
Oh
like to
yeah,
look pretty, but I don't like the process.
at all, at all. So yeah, real self-care. And real self-care can look like a lot of things to different people. Like
Mm-hmm.
for some people, it can be sleep. There's
Yeah.
somebody here that is working 5 jobs that didn't also go pick up the babies, cook dinner, and it can be sleep. It can be having a whole day to sleep. It can be going to a hotel, being able to get into a hot tub and soak without somebody yelling your name, to sit on the
Mm-hmm.
potty without somebody in your face. Now, for you, those of y'all who
Exactly.
don't know that don't have kids, let me be very clear: kids don't care about personal space. And at
Uh-oh.
first you'll think, okay, she's 10 months, she's gonna crawl in here, or okay, she's 1 years old. I got a 4 year old, 4.5 year old that every single time I go to the potty, I still have to go. Please give me my personal space. And all I hear is mommy, but mommy, but mommy. So what you doing, mommy? Or look what I can do. I'm like, girl, leave me alone.
Or even
I'm
in the
so happy when I get
shower.
to pee by myself. It is like such
Girl.
a wonderful thing.
It's in the shower too. Or if you're just
Oh my
watching the
gosh.
show, they still think you're a gymnasium and they're
Oh
3.
yeah. Oh yeah. There was, I
Like,
don't
can
know
you
if I
just
even
sit
told you
still?
this. There was one time I was in the shower, right? And like
Mm-hmm.
I shower with the door open because it's just me and her. And I have an upstairs downstairs. I don't want her going downstairs by herself, even though she does. Detour real quick. Speaking of which, so her little butt she's been sneaking food out of the fridge lately. And she has no reason to. Like anytime she says she's hungry, I'm like, yes, please, let's eat. My house got everything. It got all the fruits, all the veggies. It got snacks. It got pasta. It got meat. Like we got everything. Mommy got you. And she will sit there and like only take 2 bites of breakfast, 2 bites of lunch, maybe eat dinner, and then we'll do some stuff like this. So, anyways, I went downstairs and I have a bathroom downstairs. One of her toys, and this toy is this like basket. It's a talking basket.
Mm-hmm.
Um, think of like Dora the Explorer's backpack,
Yeah.
but a basket. And I was like, why is this in the bathroom? And it was tucked away like behind the toilet. So I was like, okay. So I pick it up. Y'all, she had a rotten mango in there.
Oh my
I have not bought
goodness.
I have not bought mangoes in like 2 weeks. Like it's been at least 2 weeks since I
Mm.
had mangoes. So I'm like, what? So I call her. She's like, hey mommy. Oh. I'm like, yeah, oh.
Why did
So
she?
basically what happened is she snuck one, heard me coming, and it hit it. And it was like, I'm gonna go back to that later.
Mm-hmm.
And
And then
got
forgot
scared back
about
to
it,
it.
probably.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we got to get rid of the
Yeah.
basket because I'm not cleaning it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so disgusting. I'm not cleaning that.
Yeah. I just throw stuff away too.
Yeah, like especially when it comes to clothes. Like we have so much clothes that I'm just like, no, I'm not dealing with this. I'm throwing it away. All right, we giving this to
Mm-hmm.
Goodwill. Put this in a Goodwill pile. I'm not. I'm not stitching nothing up.
Yeah.
Um, but what I was gonna say is, yeah, I don't know if I told you this, but one time, like I was showering. This was like in the last year, and I was just like, I keep the door open because in case she needs something, or so I can hear what she's doing. And like I'm showering, having my fun time, and I turn around to get my razor. This little girl was behind me. Did not know she was in the shower at all. At some point, she just was like, "Oh, it's shower time." Took off her little clothes and got in the shower with me. And it scared the crap out of me. I did not mean to wash my hair that day, but I jumped back and shower water all over me. And I was just like, what are you doing? And she was just there playing with her toys because she got a whole bunch of bath toys that we have like this ledge
Yeah.
that she puts them on. And I'm like, bro, I just want space. Like, I don't
You can't get
understand
it. You
why I
cannot get
cannot
it
be
with
alone.
toddlers. You can't get it with children. I don't know.
So, yes. So, if you're a mom and you don't have space, it can be going for a night in a hotel in your own city. Have a
Mm-hmm.
staycation. Get a
Yeah.
bottle of wine, order room service.
And just chill out.
And yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shoot, that's
Yeah.
what I plan to do on Wednesday.
It's gonna be so
So,
lovely.
yeah, yeah. Self care can look like a lot of different things. So, really sit down and think about like, what is it you actually need?
Mm-hmm.
And then get that for yourself because you deserve it.
Definitely do.
All right, guys, we are going to wrap it up. You will hear from us again on Thursday, every Thursday. We appreciate you guys for sharing the stuff. Our views have definitely been up, especially first day views have been up. They have like doubled since we first started. I greatly appreciate it because I know you guys are
Me
sharing it
too.
and sending it to other people. Also, remember if you like it, definitely go to Apple Podcasts, leave a review for us. We greatly appreciate it, and we will see you guys next Thursday.
Bye.